Hi, my name is Ella Perkin, and I'm going to tell you about the time I went to Madame Tussauds Wax Museum in London, England. I went with my brother Tom.
Hey, my name is Ella Perkins, and tell you a little bit about my trip to Madame Tussauds Wax Museum in London with my brother Tom.
It was about 18 months ago. We went to England to visit my relatives who live in Sheffield, England.
So, about 18 months ago, we visited our relatives living in Sheffield, England.
However, after about 2 weeks in Sheffield, we got bored and decided to go to London for a few days before we had to go home.
About 2 weeks in Sheffield, we kind of got a little bored. We decided to go to London for a few days before heading home.
We traveled around to many different museums, and we saw the Buckingham Palace and many of the famous attractions. And then we decided to go to Madame Tussauds Wax Museum, which is a museum that has wax models of famous people.
We went to many museums and seen all the famous attractions, including Buckingham Palace and Madame Tussauds, which is a museum of famous people as wax models.
Some of the people that they had models of were Harrison Ford, the Beatles. They had ones of practically everyone who ever lived in the royal family, and many of the past U.S. American presidents.
So some wax models they had were the Beatles, Harrison Ford, the royal family, and the US presidents of the past.
And the fun part about it was that you could get your picture taken with all the different wax models. So we got our pictures taken with the Beatles, and my brother wanted to get his picture taken with Mr. T from the A-Team.
It was fun taking pictures with the wax models of the Beatles. My brother was so excited to get his picture taken with Mr. T from the A-Team.
And so he posed with Mr. T flexing his muscles. And we also posed with Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford was in Indiana Jones type setting with all these rocks.
He posed with Mr. T flexing his muscles. So we took pictures with Harrison Ford in the setting of Indiana Jones with the rocks behind the background.
It was really exciting to be able to go. Obviously, they didn't look totally real, but they were life-size, and they also had a section where they showed you how they made the wax models, and it was very fun.
We had fun going there. Of course, they weren't real, but it was cool that they showed us how they made the life-size wax models.
I also got my picture taken with Boris Becker, who's one of my favorite tennis players.
I had my picture taken with Boris Becker, who's a tennis player.
So I had a really good time, and I think it's one of the places that a lot of people probably don't go to when they go to London, because they all want to see Buckingham Palace and the royal family, but it was very fun, and I would recommend to anybody to go there.
It was it was great. Although feel that people would explore London wouldn't normally go there. Instead, they would pretty much go to Buckingham Palace and the royal family. But it was fun, and I recommend it to anyone going to London or visiting.